Oh my
My
God, my
Hero,
hero!
possibly one of the best chapters this week out of Jump.
And it's all just
My
like a
Hero,
trippy music video.
Hirokoshi flexing. I'm sorry, Tabata. I'm sorry, Oda. Well, actually, no.
No.
Oda
One
kind of
Piece is
bopped me.
at least as good as it.
I'm sorry, Fujimoto. I'm sorry, Gege, but
Better than Chainsaw Man. Better than Doctor Stone. Better than what else?
I haven't read Doctor Stone yet, so I
Yeah,
can't
it's better
say
than
that.
Doctor Stone. Doctor Stone's good, but this is better a little bit.
But,
If I were to rank it,
but
it'd be
here,
One Piece, then this. But One Piece and this are equal, and then Doctor Stone, and then Chainsaw Man. I like the end of Doctor Stone's really good. But anyway,
because because Hirokoshi was flexing on all authors. I'm sorry, Tabata, but Hirokoshi took this W this week. I'm sorry. Jujutsu Kaisen was fire. Don't get me wrong, but this was
what a
wow. I
goddamn
can't.
art boner! Like wow. So
Okay, go ahead.
yeah.
Because I'm a gush over what I want to gush about.
Well, there's a lot of fucking like metaphorical shit that I'm gonna try to break down here. So obviously, some of it's just to look beautiful, I think. But the part I really like here is he's kind of like systematically one by one, like breaking all of his ties, and this is like the visualization of that. Where so obviously you have his sister who is like, you know what? I'm sorry. Like I was the one that said it should be a secret. And because I'm assuming you remember pretty clearly his backstory.
Yeah.
Like she showed him or something, the hero shit. I just remember like it was her, like she went and tattled, and then But anyway, so she says sorry, and then he's like, oh, doesn't matter anymore. So it's out of his head, and then the sister disappears. Then it goes to
His mom.
his mom, and then she's like like, oh well, and then it reverts like, oh, I'm okay, mom. It's just so many good things. It's just I see this as like all of his like past ties. He's just like, I don't care, and then the dad, and then that like look like, oh my God, and then the big hand, and then he just stops it, almost like replaying his original the original time he killed his dad, which was like the highlight of his life, like the most ecstasy he's ever felt. He kind of relives it here in metaphorical.
Yeah. So like everyone's been saying, it looks like Shigaraki has a one for all for one. He has the original version of it. It's been confirmed.
Oh yes.
It's been confirmed. So because I was like, because remember me and you were talking about, we were like that thing had to give him something, either boosting his own quirk or boosting his stats. Now we technically know what it will. I mean, maybe so I think I can tweak my theory a little bit. So maybe the machine wasn't giving him a quirk boost. It was helping his body get adjusted to all for one,
having
maybe
the new quirk.
Yeah, that's
well, because
that's
remember
what
that actually makes sense too, because remember that's kind of what they had to do with Nomus as well. They talked about how like it was hard on the bodies of the Nomus, remember?
Yeah,
and like on the mental state as well. So like I imagine like this long process was like their way of trying to give him this quirk while still maintaining his mental sanity, or at least what little he has, as well as not being too hard on his body.
Yeah, so that makes sense. So I like that.
I also like I'm a big fan. One of my favorite parts of this series is the quirk singularity theory, and I'm glad that's brought up. And it's revealed that the doctor here is kind of the person who popularized that theory, and apparently most of the world mocked him for it, and the only person that heard him out was All for One. So the fact that Horikoshi keeps mentioning that, I'm very excited to see where he goes with that eventually, because that is an interesting concept that like every new generation.
Oh, for sure.
What's up?
No, go ahead.
Oh, I didn't hear what he said, but yeah. So let's see here. Just in general, I thought that was really cool. But what's really a big fucking spit to the face is that he says, "Oh, you know how I fucking killed your best friend? I actually wanted Aizawa."
Yo, Aizawa, that's I was like, whoa.
And like the disgust of fucking Present Mike. He's just like, I'm not even angry. I'm just disgusted to be near this guy. Like he is making me uncomfortable with how disgusting of a person he is. And I love that because I've had those kind of feelings before about people. Ugh.
Yeah, like they're like people who are just like racist people who just like
just are so disgustingly evil that you can't even understand them. Like, sometimes when you're angry at someone, like, you can at least get it, but you're like, I don't like that you're doing this. But when you're, like, truly disgusted at someone, you're, like, baffled as to how they could possibly be like that.
Yeah, how they could possibly have this that opinion that they have.
The fact that this man is casually talking about, like, oh, yeah, when I was, like, creeping on you fucking 3 kids, I was like, oh, I'm eyeing up that one. We got the wrong one. you know? And like, imagine too, like again, one of your friends dies and you finally get the guy and he's like, oh, Brett, sorry about that. I meant to kill your other friend.
Yeah, like oof, that's crazy.
and,
So,
and I've heard
I
that you and I both need to read Vigilantes because I've heard that it hits a lot harder if you've read Vigilantes because they go into their backstory deeper.
oh yeah, we'll definitely do it. So, one thing I want to talk about, one of my favorite parts of the chapter, is just the fact that when Tinko, I'm calling him Tinko now. Fuck Shigaraki. Goes in to walk towards All for One. His family tries to stop him.
Yeah, that's
Right?
what I was trying to
They,
get to earlier, bro. Like,
like they
and
try to
notice by
stop
the
him.
way, I'm pretty sure all their hands are, at least most of them, are like grabbing them where his hands, like where he used to have the hands on his body.
Yeah,
Ugh.
and all of that. It's just like oh, just like it's crazy because even like the grandma, right? The here like All Might's master was like, uh, don't forget, go over here, and
Ugh.
we see like a small moment of him kind of like tear up, and then he's like, nah, fuck all that. And
Mm-hmm.
like casual, just
He
wipes it and then walks towards All for One. That shit is so fucking powerful.
horror.
I'm like,
Yeah, it's powerful and it actually gives me like goosebumps just looking at it now. And like that panel is beautiful. And it's really this is like a prime masterclass in show don't tell because Horikoshi, what he's doing phenomenally here is drawing out through just imagery alone, like the process of like coming to a decision, getting through grief, going through trauma. Like it's just this, you can just see it. Like it's not. If this was like a book, they'd have to word out like I thought back to this and I said no, I thought back to this and said no. But this is like that in picture form, and it's like this perfect representation of like letting go of the ties that bond you, letting go of your past, charging a new path forward, and it's done in such a beautiful way. And if you think about it, a good chunk of this chapter is really just Shigaraki waking up, and
yeah, it's
another
so
author could have
good.
just had Shigaraki wake up and then have like a big epic speech. You know what I mean? A shittier, like if this was Bleach, I'll be honest with you, if this was Kubo, Aizen would have woken up and then like half the chapter would have been talking about his evil plan. Like, here's why I'm doing this evil thing. I'm gonna tell you now with words. Horikoshi masterclassing right now, just like perfectly showing, like just his mental state. You can just get a vibe for it, and it's almost so like it's not even like something that I can describe in words. It's almost just like a feeling. It comes across as like an emotion. Um, I was watching the Joe Rogan podcast. I don't know if you saw, he had Elon Musk on again, and he was talking about like in the future, like they're working on like this like brain chip thing. And one of the ways you'd be able to communicate with other people that had the brain chip is like it would be able to scan like an emotion you had. And just like how we can send like gifs back and forth today, you'd be able to send like emotions and states of mind to other people. So to get that across to you, imagine like how like thinking of a certain memory, it makes you feel a certain way. You just feel a way, and in order to try to convey that to someone, you have to translate it to words, and sometimes that's hard when it's just a feeling. Like, how does the color red make you feel? How does eating ice cream make you feel? It's hard to describe that. With that technology, you could like take a screenshot, like, a snapshot of your mental state and send it to someone else and they could experience it, right? Theoretically, you
Uh,
could like, oh, you could be like, oh, dude, I just had the greatest orgasm. Let me send that to you, bro.
oh, I definitely, bro.
Right? You snapshot all your orgasms.
So don't even give me that. I send that shit to all my good
You'd
friends.
be spamming all your nuts. Just
Spam
like,
the
and if you
chats.
open up a message without like double checking
Yeah.
what it is,
So
like, oh. But either way, the reason I
ugh.
bring that up is because that's like what Horikoshi did here.
Imagine
Like,
opening
I'm
up
having
at
hold
work.
on. That's what Horikoshi did here. I'm having a hard time even like talking about it in words because it was like almost just an emotional response that I had to it. It's just like it
And
just made me feel things about my own past and about like times I let go of certain things. It was just some of the best metaphorical visual imagery I've ever seen. Anyway, go ahead.
yeah, I love it too because it's just like you can see that Shigaraki like made his mind up. Like it was already too late. Like it felt like maybe if they would have gotten to him prior to this, he
Mm,
would have turned back. But Shigaraki's face here, he's just like, you guys are too late. You guys
yep.
literally too little, too late. He just says he doesn't even bat an eye. He's chilling. He's calm. He's collected. He's just like enough. Like get the fuck off me. Like I've made my choice. And I love this fucking panel here where he's walking to One for All silhouette, and he's and the hands are there. That's a meme. panel right there. I'm actually gonna. Can you do me a favor? Make a PMG of that panel right
Which
there.
panel?
The one where he's walking
Where
towards.
where fucking All for One's like high key T posing.
Yeah, like, bro, that's a meme.
He's
Moment.
asserting his dominance.
Like that shit was fucking lit. Like I would love to see that in the anime, but knowing the anime, I'd probably botch it. But
No,
like,
I don't know why people say that. Bones does a fucking hell of a good job, 90% of the time.
I'm just shitting on anime.
Oh,
you know I love
anime in general. Right, Thurman's a manga only master race.
You know I love anime. I'll always watch anime. I never will not watch anime. I just like shitting on it because I'm manga only master race. But it's crazy too because I like how his grandma's in here, right? And she's like, "Don't reject who I am," but he's kind of doing that already. Like that's what I'm saying. Like it's too little, too late. Like this is why I love it so much because this is the perfect message of why you should talk to people.
Yes.
And why you should
be forgiving. Be forgiving.
And you should definitely start early when someone has depression or when someone has a mental illness because the shit like this could happen. Imagine, like
there are a good chunk of people, Thurman, that are so jaded to the world that like I've seen people be like, mental illness isn't an excuse, depression isn't an excuse, you do some shitty shit, fuck you, and it's like, yeah, okay, to an extent, but like don't pretend like 90% of people aren't just gonna be like, I'm fine and happy, and then the next day, time to go shoot up a school. Like it's usually a very long progression of like,
and it's a build up.
And like many times along that path, you can like take someone off that path.
Yeah, and it's crazy because Shigaraki is one of those people, and the one who put him on the path was One for All, or All for One. And here's the thing, sorry, I hate when I get that shit mixed up. It's just annoying sometimes.
Just which one sounds more evil?
All for One.
Yeah.
Because it's just like, think about it, right? Because everyone's trying to, like, it's just like, keep in mind, these are people that he loves, like his grandma, grandpa, sister.
Yeah, I mean, everyone
mom,
except for that, everyone except for his dad, he had nothing but love for. Yeah.
And then he was just like, and they were just like, stop, go back. And she's not even batting an eye. Like, and he's just like, whip, and he's walking towards someone who's been there for him his entire life. Someone who basically raised him. All for One raised him, turned him, gave him a philosophy he could follow, he gave him
like the easy philosophy, like like you want to do this, and I'm gonna be the one that tells you, because like when you have a temper tantrum, what's a kid want to hear? Do they want to hear that was a bad thing that you just did, or do they want to hear someone say, actually, what you did was great, and you should just kill anyone that bothers you and unleash your emotions always? Like, of course, if you get a kid that early and teach them like that, like they're gonna latch right onto you. You're just telling them everything you want to hear. It's like a kid being told you can have dessert every day, every meal, dessert.
So I just love the symbolic here. It's just like, you guys had your chance to save him, and you guys didn't. And so this is what you guys created.
And you guys created that really ties back to one of my favorite parts of the flashback, which is where I'm pretty sure he says that it was that panel where you and I were talking about. I remember I made the joke about killing him in the back alley because he was too scary. But like, there's that panel in his flashback, which feels probably forever ago at this point, at least a half a year to a year ago, where he basically says at that time, it was when he was a little kid, right after he killed his dad, and he was walking through the street. And there's that panel of like a little old lady, like, oh, honey, are you okay? But his face was so fucking terrifying that she just ran off. And like he said in his inner monologue, at that time, if even one person stopped to help me, I probably would not be what I am today.
Yep.
That shit's powerful.
And this is just like the conclusion to that. Just like, y'all didn't help me when I needed help. You guys basically left me. Fuck all of you. I'm going to the person who's been there for me my entire life. And unfortunately, this person who's been there is an evil piece of shit.
Is using him.
Yes. So, I mean, at the end of the day, I like how Hirokoshi did this. Because he just, keep in mind, he did it casually. Like Hirokoshi put it in his mind that like he was just like, look on the right, like the bottom right panel, all the hands are on him. He's just like, meh, enough.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like,
because he's already
done looking
like, you realize like it's been such a long time he's had to think about this. Like it's way past, just like you said, it's way past long, too far gone, right? Yeah. Yeah,
there's no more looking behind anymore. He's done looking behind. He's like, he's only moving forward. And I think that's the symbolic here. And I like the final message that the grandma had to say was, don't reject who I am, but he already did.
Was it the grandma that said that? I assumed it was. Oh yeah. I do. Duh.
Yeah,
Never
All
mind.
Might's master.
Yeah. I see it now. Yeah. That makes sense.
So it's just like he's doing exactly the opposite. He's rejecting her message. He's rejecting who he is. Because basically disintegrating all of their hands and all of their body parts, he's literally neglecting all of them. And I love the fact that Hirokoshi gave him like a Jesus little thing here, like he's rising from the dead.
Oh yeah, bro.
And the first death,
That's such a great panel. I love how like arched his back is, and also like this fucking I don't remember his name. The fucking guy with like the that can shoot a laser out of his eye. Like biggest that's like, you know that meme that people are talking about, like, oh, biggest MVP in One Piece is the guy that asked Roger where his treasure was.
Yeah.
Like this is like you want to know who, the guy that fucking fucked everybody? This guy who dropped the fucking electricity wire.
Yeah. Hold on 1 second. All right, I'm back.
Oh yeah, so but anyway, it's just this fucking no name scrub. I know he's got a name, but like, you know, this guy that this character that no one ever talks about. I love it when that shit happens, when like random fucking side character is kind of responsible for either a really good thing or a really bad thing.
Yep. So he's dead. Rest in peace, this guy.
Oh, that guy's gonna die, and I'm really hoping that Present Mike dies too, because that'd be a big deal.
Whew. Well, I mean, and Deku's like, here he comes.
Deku's got a Harry Potter Voldemort sense going on right now. He can sense him. Like that was weird at first to me, but then I was like, okay, that's fair, because he's got like, they've got a connection with the all for one, one for all, blah blah blah. So I guess it's fair.
Yeah. And so yeah, this is a great. Ooh, this arc is coming out to be another great arc happening right now in the thing. So let me look through here, see what we're talking about, because my brother has arrived. Ooh,
no, that's
sure.
perfect. Pretty sure that's basically it, man. I guess the only question I have for you is so obviously our theory originally was, since it's only 75% done, he was gonna like have less power. But now that we've figured out that, okay, well, it wasn't necessarily like a power up, it was just giving him that quirk. What are the consequences going to be of him not being fully cooked, as the doctor said, you know?
Mm-hmm. Probably just not being able to fully utilize it, maybe how All for One is.
That'll be interesting. I hear your brother coming in and your niece freaking out, so I will end it here. But yeah, basically I'm thinking what you're saying is there's probably going to be a moment where he's like trying to do something with the new All for One quirk, but there's like some sort of extra limitation that wouldn't have been there with
like
the original All for One.
Like certain quirks he can't steal.
Yeah.
Quirks he can't use. Some of the limitations like that.
All right. Very
cool. Or if he uses one quirk, it'll kill him or like destroy it. Not to kill him, but like kind of hurt him or something like that.
It'll be like Nen style. Like there'll be some sort of limitation that'll have to overcome, most likely.
Yeah.
Like and that was probably Horikoshi's way of giving the heroes a fighting chance.
Yep.
All right.
And so I will give this same one I gave One Piece, 9.5. Damn good chapter.
Phenomenal. All right.
And with that,
peace.